It's showtime. But this week, we are bringing you our favourite moments so far of season 2. I hope you enjoy.
3, 2.
What time are we on? God, I can't have a late night tonight.
Right, well, hurry up then.
All right, Mum.
Ready?
Born ready. Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
And LJ. Today and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
Are you ready?
Because every time you're like, hold on a wee minute, hold on a wee minute, hold on a wee minute, hold on a wee minute.
An artiste has to prepare.
I know. You're still chewing that nut though that we
I
had
am.
to wait for.
But what the listeners didn't hear was we did start hitting the record button and all we could hear was the crunching noises and we were like, okay, maybe we're not gonna
We're going to have to start again.
we're gonna have to start again, yeah. And then hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
and LJ. Today and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
Move on quickly before
In-
you can say anything else.
In Cherry Tree Lane 2,
Part 2.
Part 2.
So good they named a second.
okay, he says, Tommy Rot.
Yes, and I just used Tommy Rot there when you were talking about your castor oil. Did you notice?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
see,
listening.
slipped it in. Because Tommy Rot was one of my musical lyrical lingos.
Utter fullness.
Nonsense and rubbish.
Yeah. So I do think we should bring this word and we should get like a little buzz, and every time you say something that is utter rubbish, we're going to go, Tommy Rot!
Because I'm the one that talks rubbish on this podcast.
Tommy Rot! Do you like if you're buzzing in like University Challenge? Tommy Rot!
You've now also deafened our listeners because you've banged the table 4 times. They'll be like listening to it and they'll go, oh.
I'm really, really pleased with that wee scenario in my head.
That insult to me, yeah, really lovely.
Tommy Rot!
Sorry, I know every song.
Don't put your finger there! Put your finger there!
And we will not be back ever again. Executive producers put the hood up and over. You know, like those hoods with the string, and then you put it up over your head, and then you pull the string as tight as you can, so you actually can't see any more face. But
so
I didn't really get that whole concept of what a mixtape was, and then realised, right?
Okay.
We made each other mixtapes the whole way through school.
I know, and I was going to talk about this. Yeah, and you and a couple of other friends for my birthday one year made me a mixtape. It wasn't a tape, it was a CD.
CD, yeah. Burning CDs was all the rage when we were in school.
Number 2.
Oh, here we go.
Number 2. The first one was
How do you remember this?
I just say everybody had picked like a song either that reminded them of me or a song that I always sang. And there was number 2. There was this really slow instrumental song, and I was like, this is really lovely, but could somebody tell me who picked that? And our friend Alison said, it was Tim playing a sound, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. Why did you choose Moon River? And you were like, because you love that song. And I was like, well, first of all, it's instrumental, nobody's singing on it. And no, I don't love that song.
Where'd I get that from?
And then you were like, where did I get that from? And you're like, it's only whenever you're listening to Juliet, Broadway or West End, this was what I felt, I see how these songs are connected to Max Martin. And they sounded a lot more Swedish.
Okay.
To me.
When you know he's Swedish.
When you know he's Swedish, yeah. But also, I think because they were sung not by that original artist that you
Has
associate it
their
with.
own voice as well.
Yes. So then it started to make more sense that why these songs were chosen, and how they fit in so well to the story.
Yeah.
And I think what Reid had said as well, he has such a back catalogue that he could have just shoved 20 songs in there,
yeah.
20 more songs in there. And it wasn't so much that he needed to be careful or mindful of Max. He just knew that no matter what song he chose, it was going to tell a really powerful story in connection to
that's
his
true.
and Juliet story.
And the other thing I thought was quite interesting was that many of the songs have been chart hits for strong female artists, strong female role models, which is also significant as in And Juliet, Juliet begins to explore her own potential.
Yep.
You know, and kind of like steps away and kind of goes, I don't actually need Romeo to be, you know, significant or strong. Like, and I thought, that's so clever. So even in the songs that they picked, it kind of had that strong, you know, female vibe for a strong female lead in the play. Woo! Troy Donahue could be a movie star. Then I could be a movie star. And he is also mentioned in another musical that we've talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, Grace.
Yeah, that's right. He's in Look at Me, I'm Sandra Day.
Yep.
Another name check from the character Connie is I was never gonna be a Maria Tallchief. I need to listen to the soundtrack again. Tallclief. And then she sings I was just a peanut and point because she's tiny.
Yeah.
But Maria that she's talking about was an American ballerina considered. It's really annoying me that I can't actually pronounce her name now. I'm turning to you. Because she was considered America's first major prima ballerina.
Oh, okay.
I was never gonna be Maria Tallchief. That's so annoying.
I'll go with Tallchief.
I'm so annoyed. I'm so upset with myself. Going on 17. I am 16 going on. We have the same ones, I think, this week.
One of my favourite songs whenever I was younger. And that's why my favourite number, 16.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even though you hate the musical so much.
I know, but
I just, your favourite number?
thought, you know, being 16, you were really grown up.
Yeah, don't we all?
Because I was like 5 whenever I first was really aware of this musical. So I thought, 16, wow, you're so old.
And she gets to do a lovely big dance.
Yeah, I know.
And she meets a boy.
He's 17.
Yeah, but he's also...
18. He's also a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have...
Nobody's perfect.
That's it, from another musical at the minute. That line.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. It's the very last line in music. Never mind.
What musical is it? We can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. So the line, eager young lads
You just made me snort.
and cats will offer you food and wine.
Do you not know what food and wine was?
You didn't know what roos and cads were.
Shows what wine is, alright.
Yeah, don't we all?
So a roux,
The fuller bodied, the better.
a dissolute man is a roux.
There you go.
So maybe a libertine or a leech.
Yeah.
A man who is devoted to a life of sensual pleasure.
There you go.
Did you know that?
No, I did not. I also think I've misheard lyrics in this number.
Oh.
Because timid and shy and scared are you of things beyond your...
Prime?
Right, you heard prime,
Yeah.
I heard care.
Oh.
Right? And it's actually Ken. K-E-N.
Yes, Ken. That's right, I had that too.
Not in your area of knowledge is what Ken means.
Or
in
a
this one.
range of vision.
What?
A range
How
of
does that
vision.
make sense in the lyric?
Oh,
Things-
so whenever Scottish people say,
I didn't Ken.
I didn't he can,
Ah!
it means they didn't know, it wasn't within their range of knowledge.
Yeah. Or their range of vision.
Ah.
Wow.
This
We
is
taught
why we
him
do.
something from a musical.
This is why we do this podcast.
I know.
Let's close it down. We're done.
Yeah, that's it.
And then a cad is somebody who does not treat others with courtesy or consideration.
There you go.
So like that, there's quite a lot in that
Yeah.
eager young lads and ruse and cads. So instead
Yeah.
of just saying bad boys,
Yeah, and they sing about bachelor dandies, drinkers of brandies.
Yeah.
A dandy, man dressed smartly.
mm-hmm.
A bachelor dandy is a single man who dresses smartly. Be careful of those ones.
Oh,
Well, in Jet Set, it says where there's cheese enough to start this rat race.
Yeah.
And that idea of a rat race, I didn't really know what that was all about. So a way of life in which people are caught up in a fiercely competitive struggle for wealth or power.
Yeah, and funny, mine comes from that exact same line where,
Okay.
so this is the girls from Pam Am, which was very much of that 60s era as well. And
It was an airline, wasn't it?
it was
Pam America.
yeah.
American.
And the girls sing "Just Left Wisconsin," where there's cheese enough to start this rat race. So then Wisconsin is actually
Wisconsin.
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 It's Wisconsin.
Okay, dead on. Listen, you the one with the English literature, not me.
It's
I just
Wisconsin.
know all of the.
Okay,
listeners are
but that
screaming.
is actually the American Dairyland. So there is a lot of cheese
We
in
have
there.
to go there. We'd be all right.
We could eat our
Wisconsin.
way through the whole state. We could be like a wee rat, making our way through.
Excuse you. Never been called a rat in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, you were complimenting my vocal tones at the
I know.
beginning. Now you're calling me a rat.
No.
See, the love doesn't last long, does it?
Really fun going on to somebody else's. And you know, because we've got another surprise of being guests on another podcast, it kind of feels like
They all want us at the moment,
I
don't they?
know. It feels like we're real proper podcasters right now.
Proper influencers, proper podcasters, proper celebrities. Like, what can I say? Roll the carpet out and get my canopies. I'm a writer. Just with no Mary Poppins now. Like, I mean, it's honestly, if they don't give me the
It's
part now,
coming.
what else can I do, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to, what height are you?
Oh, I have a wee funny thing about my height.
Well, I was
And
thinking, I'm
that-
looking for a Michael. Do you think you could?
Height head on. It's the weirdest thing with my height. I don't know what my height is, but I'm not tall enough. I would rather be a much taller person.
Right, well, I'm 5'9".
I'm not far off you, like. Am I 5'10", 5'11"?
Don't think I'm 5'6" at the most. I just
Okay,
in my
so
head,
I'm
I'm 5'9".
No, I actually do think I'm around the 5'10", 5'11".
Okay.
I am slightly taller than you, but not when we're sitting down.
I know, I
we
feel
had to. I
really-
had to readjust myself there because we
If
looked at
we-
ourselves in the camera, and honestly, Lauren looked like she was a giant beside me.
I don't know
It was
if
just
I'm
my posture.
offended or-
No, I don't mean that. Like, as in height, the height of a giant.
Okay.
You're wearing makeup, so it's fine.
So annoying person.
I'm so past remarkable. Here's me.
So the supporting characters, Bill and Lois, so they are like struggling actors, singers, and they've been performing in like clubs and stuff and doing odd jobs here and there. And then Fred sort of takes an interest in Lois. And then invites her to do the show, tuning up the shrew. And then she sort of brings her boyfriend Bill along. But Bill isn't the straightest guy.
Oh no, he's a crick and a gambler.
He's a
and-
real gambler. So
that's actually why the gangsters end up there, because
is.
he's placed a bet, but he placed a bet in Fred's name
he did.
and then seconded from the bet. Is that the right word? Or
Uh-huh.
basically ran off. So the gangsters have arrived at the theatre looking for Fred, even though it was
Yeah.
Bill who placed the bet.
Yeah.
Right?
So
you can see just chaotic. This plot is chaotic.
It is. And whenever they're rehearsing their boys, because Fred not only is starring in this alongside his ex-wife, he is also directing. And whenever they're doing the boys and stuff, he goes, "Where is that Bill Calhoun?" Calhoun. And Lois goes, I think he's at the chiropodist. And my dad is a podiatrist, so I always love that she said it wrong. And that, oh my goodness, they've mentioned it in a musical. And it was the first time I learned what an IOU was.
Okay.
So he says, no. She goes, how much did you lose this time? And he goes, 2 G's. 2 G's? You don't even have $2. I said, it's okay. I did it in your boyfriend's name.
You knew this really well.
I know. It's kind of a wee bit bad.
It's not. It's a glorious presentation. And
Reenactment here.
I am loving life. The video, you've got to watch this video on YouTube, folks. We had actions and everything there. Lauren is on fire today. I've got my V for Wunderbar, and she's got a whole scene going on here. It's fabulous.
And he goes, I did it in your boyfriend's name. And she was like, oh, do you want to go back to singing in clubs?
And she keeps going, folks. This is amazing.
And then she sings like, why can't you behave? And I love it. Anyway,
her songs are class.
brilliant.
And she's really naughty. She's a naughty wee minx.
Oh, she's got a wee twinkle in her eye as well. Like, I love it. So yeah, I learned what an IOE was. So again, the only one that I hadn't, like, nothing was Millennials Are Killing Musicals.
Okay.
And I love the fact that I'm a millennial. I thrive on it. I will totally be like, yeah, that's because I'm a millennial, all of that stuff. So I was like, that is the one I'm going with.
And secretly, that was one of the reasons I put it in there. I was like, Lauren's such a millennial. She never stops going on about it. As millennials. And I thought, you know what, I'll throw it in for a bit of a gag. Right, okay.
So that was it. And boy, am I glad. One, that was one of the ones you suggested. And two, that was the one I picked. I have fallen mad over whatever that is.
Madly in love.
Madly in
Head
love.
Over
Head Over
Heels.
Heels.
There was a
Okay,
bit
I
of
was
a
about
mix it
to
up.
have mixing it up there. I love it.
I've never seen you so excited.
Oh my goodness. This musical spoke to me in so many different ways.
Okay, tell us about the musical then.
So, Millennials Are Killing Musicals is a new musical that talks about being honest on social media.
Okay.
Okay? So, it has been in development for 4 years. It's a triple threat, as in it was written, composed by Nico Juber, I think that's how you say her name, who in 2023 was named on the Woman to Watch list for Broadway.
Okay.
It was slightly co-written by Joe Beresford and developed by the New York Theatre Barn. So it's very much a bit of Me Too, where there's a real creative, collaborative effect. And it was off Broadway, and in a church setting.
Okay. Is that New York Theatre Barn then?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And I just, it's so fresh and so new. So it was only like announced in May 2023 that there was going to be an off-Broadway version, that there was going to be a cast recording as well done. So what we are only in like May 24, so this is still really new.
Yeah. You were so excited.
I
Your
love
face
it.
is beaming.
I
This
love
is
it.
hilarious.
I love it. Okay. So it is about Brenda, who is a single mum who's struggling to figure out how to parent and do life. It's fun, it's funny, but it's almost sitcom-like.
Mm-hmm.
It's 90 minutes long. For me, it was just different, I suppose, from what we have been doing on the podcast. And the only way I could describe a similarity to it would be I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Love the catchy tunes and insightful discussions on musical lyrical lingo? Why would you not? Now you can reap your fandom. Ooh, we've got fans. And show off your love of all things musical theatre with our exclusive merchandise. Ooh.
From comfy tees,
T-shirts,
mugs to stylish tote bags, we have something for every fan. Our designs are inspired by the show's iconic themes
because we are so iconic.
and featured playful quotes, Elphaba, and graphics that will have you humming along
I will never work again.
wherever you go.
So head over to our merch store now and start shopping. Spend your money, people. And don't forget to share your pics on our social media using #podcast musical lyrical lingo merch. We love to see our fans rocking our gear.
Yes, we do. Happy shopping!
Okay, You're freaking me out.
Why?
We'll wait until we get on to my choice, and I
Okay.
love you, you're perfect. Now change might return.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
So there aren't many documentaries on this for those that know that I love a documentary, and because it is so fresh and new, there isn't a lot. Like there's not even the lyrics somewhere.
Yeah.
So I've really had to listen to this.
Same.
There are interviews with Nico on YouTube and little TikTok snippets here and there, and I've seen some workshops and some little like late evening people singing in bars some of the songs. I've done what I can to kind of get a good enough feel of it, but because it's so different, I thought it was just really fresh.
Yeah.
And the questions are urged within this musical about what is personal, because there's this blur now with the use of social media. So what do we keep to ourselves and what do we share?
Yeah.
And it's about a mum. I'm not a single mum. I have a very loving, devoted husband.
He's sleeping in the corner.
He's sleeping in the corner. But I have some of the same worries, questions, and identity problems as Brenda. So whenever listening to some of the songs, I got it. I understood it. No, I'm saying that I don't think you need to be a mum to understand this.
No,
but I think it helps.
But that's so. We've also listened to each other's choices, just so that when Lauren's talking about millennials, I know what she's maybe talking about. And when I was listening to it, I went, actually, Lauren's going to love this because it, there's a lot of songs which for a parent and that kind of observational quality, like a lot of the songs have, and the things that they're mentioning about being a parent, I was like, I guarantee you Lauren's going to have chuckled at that, or Lauren's going to have rolled her eyes at that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a parent, but I was like, oh my goodness, I can see where you're going to have gone. yeah, that's so like funny, that's so true type thing. Yeah.
So in an interview, Nico said that the title "Millennials Are Killing Musicals" is meant to be tongue in cheek, because we have gone through life sort of hearing, oh, you're killing that, you're killing conversation because of social media, you're killing whatever. So she thought it would just be interesting to write a musical and say millennials are killing musicals. So clever title. So it is about 3 different women who are really dealing with the loss of their own identity in women, in motherhood, as well as this unhealthy relationship we have with social media. It really does focus on Brenda though, but sort of how we let our lives be filtered, which in turn keeps us from reaching our authentic happiness. So millennials have gone through a lot. We've become good at humour and escapism, and that's what I feel this musical is.
Sure.
There's a lot of realness in it. So there's 15 songs.
That was a lot to get through.
It was, yes.
You chose it.
So we have the first song, which is called Adulting, and it's about, I dreamt of this place where everything is great and you understand life and you understand your career and you have everything mapped out, and then you get to it and that's not adulting. Yeah. Adulting is struggling.
Yeah. The struggle of life as an adult.
So that's funny. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the names of the songs because they're quite funny. So we have Adulting, then we have I'm Basic, we have Jake's Mum, we have Just Like Gwyneth Did, we have Trigonometry, Never Alone, On a Plane, Yamaro, Literally the Best, Santa Don't Go, Somehow You Both Survived, and Who I Am. Okay?
Yeah.
So in Jake's Mum, so I didn't really have any real musical lyrical lingos with this. It was just more the learning about this musical. In Jake's Mum, she is singing about how this mum, Jake's mum, her hair is always perfect and she's bringing buns to the PTA and she has, a baby on one hip and she looks beautiful and she's gorgeous and how does she do it? And her children never speak back and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, we have all felt that.
A picture of perfection.
Picture of perfection.
Do you know a Jake's mum?
I do know a Jake's mum, and also I have been told I am a Jake's mum, which really surprised me. I was like, I'm sorry, look at the state of me. But it was the more looking at somebody else and going, I don't know how they juggle all of that.
You're
And
a
then
good juggler,
comparing
to be
yourself.
fair.
And I am. I'm very good at being busy and managing it all.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to think that I could be a Jake's mum to somebody else whenever I'm looking at somebody else going, how are you? Like, how are you wearing heels and a beautiful outfit and not screaming at your children? You know. So I really connected to that. Trigonometry, that makes me laugh because that's always the thing in maths where you're like, well, what are you going to need this for?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, just life comes along. There's also a song called ILYRS.
Yes.
Which is called I Love You, Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
So in I Love You, Ryan Seacrest, she lists loads of other Ryans, and again I understood it, I connected to it because she lists Seacrest, obviously, Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Philippe, all the Ryans that you probably would have fancied growing up because they were in all of the teen movies and probably still are working now. And this line, I just thought it was hilarious. I know you'll produce me one day and you'll make my dreams come true. Like, it's all really tongue-in-cheek and hilarious.
Is that the Ryan you would have chosen out of that list of
No,
Ryans?
absolutely not. I would have been Ryan Felipe all the way.
You're doing great. I love the show.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
As we've said before, Lauren, see, there was my mental delay. That video bit will be hilarious because you'll just see me going,
When I'm doing shows, I sweat like a demon. I went, leotards aren't the problem. I couldn't be in cats because of the sweat. Like, my face would be coming off me. I'd be half human, half cat by the end of the second number.
Well, speaking of being in cats, do you remember being in cats?
Oh my God. I think I know what's coming here, and I'll never forgive you for this.
Why?
Yes, we did do cats.
We did cats a number of times.
And it became a bit of a competition, didn't it? The costumes, like who's going to come in with the most impressive costume.
So, first of all, I want to take us back to a couple of episodes ago where you were like, I've never worn a leotard. That was in the chorus line.
You see, when I said that and I went home and I was like, why did she react like that? I flippin' knew what was coming and I went, that.
So, we did it. And for a number of years, like, we did it because one year I sang Mr. Mistopheles with one person. One year I did like McCavity.
Yeah.
And one year I did like Mungo Jerry.
Yeah.
So we must have done like little bits here and there. I always did like snippets of stuff. But yeah, there was one year in particular that I really remember, Timothy.
Why would you remember a particular year, Lauren?
Because
this is the end of our friendship.
I don't know if you remember this. And
probably
this story
not.
I've been sitting on for so long.
Look at the glee in her face, Aaron. Look.
So, first of all, I love that you've admitted that, yes, you did wear a leotard.
I forgot about it, but yes,
so
I have worn a leotard. Hasn't everyone?
And I was also explaining to EP.
No, don't lie, Aaron. Of course you have.
Well, I was explaining to Aaron that whenever I was doing the research and I was looking at the 1998 film, some of our costumes were so close to that film, you know, and my mum made a lot of them.
Kudos to the mums, like, and to your mum. Like,
they were fab. There was one year you were very proud of your costume.
I was so proud. Can I explain? Is it the one that I'm thinking of?
Let me tell you. No, well, I can't. So you were so proud of it that for school that year, you decided.
You cow.
You decided. So those that were not sporty were given roles.
Yeah.
And you could. We had to have been. It was third year. It was third year. It was year 10. Okay, so we were 14, 15.
Yeah.
And
get on with the story, will you?
So I'm not sporty either. I think I was manager that year. I just had to wear my school uniform and, you know, manage people and make sure they got. Timothy decided he would be the mascot.
No. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how it is. Because I was the mascot every year, Lauren.
I know.
Every year I was the mascot. Because there was always a colour.
Shh.
And I always had a costume to fit every single colour.
I know, but this year
was black and white.
And
I had a costume for black and white.
So you decided to go to school
dressed as a cat in my leotard.
And Timothy?
with my grey Tina Turner wig that we had put candle wax on to create 2 pointy ears.
Timothy, this image will stay with me
With
until
my
I
wee
die.
tail hanging out my back.
And you came over to check that everything was okay because I was managing.
With my wee leg muffs and my wee
And you,
hand warmers.
this was in Ward Park, our local park,
Yeah,
and you pranced off like a cat,
correct. Commitment to the cause.
the mascot. And I stood in disbelief. We were like, is he actually?
See, here's the thing, Lauren. In school, you were cool or you wanted to be cool. In school, I wasn't cool, nor was I ever presumed to be anywhere near the cool scale. So you just got to own it, and I bloody owned it.
You did.
Who's the we that we put candle wax? Who's the we?
It's Mum and Dad.
Yeah, my mum made that costume.
And they didn't think it might not be a great idea to send a 14, 15-year-old into school with a Tina Turner
I
wig.
don't think there was any telling me, to be fair. Like,
No, I
I
think-
was the mascot. Every year I was the mascot. The year before I came in purple dungarees with a purple gingham check shirt.
That one was totally fine.
Purple dungarees and
No,
gingham,
that one was okay.
Wouldn't say totally.
The leotard
No, not totally.
didn't leave much to the imagination as you pranced around.
That's why they were all like
the
lining
gravel.
up. They were all lining up.
Listen, somebody got memories from it anyway.
Midnight.
Timothy, it is my-
In fact, I was raging they didn't let me have a song, to be fair.
It was
I was
my-
happy to open the ceremony. Like, I was happy to start the sports day with a wee show tune. Jellic, I could have done a one-man Jellica ball.
Timothy, you did.
Jellica songs for
Timothy,
Jellica.
you did.
Did I? Yeah.
You did.
Good. Well done, me.
You were a cat and you were singing. Who was you?
Longer applause, yeah. Longer, yeah.
You were. You didn't walk. You know, like some people here, I'm the mascot, and you were a cat from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock. You were
Absolutely.
that cat.
Yep.
And it is my favourite memory of you.
Oh, thanks.
And whenever you agreed to do this podcast, I was like, yes, I can tell my story.
You have waited for a whole season to get that off. Does that mean this is
Timothy,
us? We're
I
not
will
doing this anymore?
Never, ever, ever forget that image of you. And at me going, does he know that he's dressed like that? Not in stage clothes? Does he know that we're school? Is he okay? But you were as happy as Larry.
I was as happy as Larry. Listen,
I was so proud of
at
you.
no point was ever going to be popular, so it didn't bother me.
You did become head boy, so you must be popular at some point.
Yeah, what do you think the turnaround was, Lauren?
The black and white leotard.
You should try dressing up as a cat.
And this is where I produce photographs. No, it's
You
not.
better not have a photograph. No, I think I was clued in enough to go, no photographs, please. You need to speak to my agent. Yeah, it wasn't one of my finest moments, I don't
It's
think.
so funny.
Like, you look back and you go, you idiot. Like, what were you thinking?
But I never will forget you you did one of those leaps.
Shitty!
That's it. Into the air. I'll be back. And I was like, but you need to be over here. And you were like, I'll be back.
Lauren, on that day, there were like flies round you know what. Let me tell you. Nobody was interested in who came first, second or third.
No, they weren't.
They were
just
interested in the prancing cat. Doing laps.
and singing.
What did I sing? Jellicle cat.
Yes. But I
I'm
think at
so
one point
proud
as
of my,
well.
like,
No, I know.
what age would you have been?
You were
12?
14, 15.
Oh
no,
my
you
God,
weren't 12. You were not 12. You were 14.
Okay, this is now like we're over the hour. I think we need to sign this off now, Lauren, for this week's podcast. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know what's really annoying though?
What?
I'm sitting here going, I'll get her back. Like, I will 100% get her back. But I can't think of any Apart from the time you didn't put your knickers on, but that doesn't link it. Like, when will I ever be able to tell that story?
We've also told that
have
story.
We have, haven't we?
Yeah.
That is your defining moment, and it's been and gone.
Yeah.
Do you have any more stories like that for me?
No,
Okay.
I don't. Not that I can remember at this moment in time. No, I don't think so. That was my number one story of I cannot wait till we do Cats.
Do you know what? If I could have still fit into the leotard, I'd have arrived in on tonight, to be fair.
But it made me laugh so much when a couple of episodes ago you said, I've never worn a leotard, and I was like, he can't remember.
Do you think
can't
there's
remember.
No, I can. There's just maybe certain moments in history you blank out. Yeah.
But you know what?
Subconscious.
I was so proud of you that day.
I was
because
proud
you
of
were your
myself.
true self.
My days were on point.
Cat.
And I think we did win Best House for
You did.
Mascot. Yeah, of course we did.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
Well done.
Thank you and good night. My work here is done.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with a brand new musical. Bye. we hope you enjoyed a little look back at some of our top moments of season 2 so far. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode talking about everything we love, music.